This ABC 15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Thompson with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Our big story this morning, the coronavirus in Arizona now surging. More than 269,000 cases in our state. Health and data experts are warning that hospitals could become overwhelmed if current trends continue. Valley Wise Health letting us inside one of their 3 COVID units. We are not showing any patients here. That unit used to be a pediatric emergency department. They have since converted each room to best serve COVID patients. One of the head nurses there tells us that they're seeing an uptick in patients just like the early part of the summer before the big surge.
Our patients that are here right now are pretty sick. I would say one of our patients is probably the sickest patient in the hospital. He requires a tremendous amount of nursing care. The nurse for that room is in the room pretty much all day long with him.
Valley Wise Health currently has around 30 COVID patients, up significantly from a few weeks ago. They also reactivated their incident command to manage that uptick in cases. Now, as we see more COVID cases here in Arizona and across the country, we're seeing more restrictions as well. The governor of California, Oregon, and Washington urging people entering their states to self-quarantine there for at least 14 days. That could have a big impact on Arizonans making holiday travel plans. But in our state, no new restrictions so far as we head towards Thanksgiving.
State emergency management, as well as local emergency managers, are going to be following all of this very closely, as well as public health officials throughout the state. They will be looking at what is happening in other areas across the nation to really compare and contrast where those states are at versus where we are today and where we're projected to be going in the next few weeks.
There are around a dozen states now taking new actions. Connecticut urging work at home, New Jersey closing indoor dining at 10 p.m. and Minnesota will have indoor and outdoor gatherings restricted to 10 people. It's unclear if Arizona will see any changes and when the governor will hold his next COVID-19 briefing to address this rise in cases. More high schools and elementary schools, they are deciding to go back to online or a hybrid learning model. Mesa High School now only bringing students on campus 2 days a week. The Creighton, Glendale Elementary and Paradise Valley school districts, they're going back to all virtual learning. The Madison School District will make its decision coming up next week. We've put together a digital dashboard where you can see how your child's school is reacting. That's at abc15.com/schools. Arizona's universities fighting to stop the spread of the virus as well. In just the past week, ASU reported an additional 153 cases. University President Dr. Michael Crow says that they're looking at new long-term ways to track the virus to help limit the spread. They're also working to develop a new saliva-based testing technology, which Crow says could be ready as soon as April. Happening this weekend, free COVID-19 testing as COVID cases start to rise in Arizona. There will be nearly 500 sites up and running across the state offering free saliva tests. They'll be open through Sunday. Times do vary, and for most sites, you do need to register ahead of time. You can find all of that information on azdhs.gov. Now to Your Voice, Your Vote. Maricopa and Pima counties officially finished counting their ballots for the 2020 election. Some people celebrating those results, while others, they are contesting them. Happening today, dueling events in the Valley. On one side, the state GOP Chair Kelly Ward holding a, quote, Stop the Steal event. It's going to take place at the state capitol at noon. And then on the other side, a Biden celebration event taking place at Hance Park from 3 until 5. Today, the Phoenix Rescue Mission needs your help. The organization hosting its annual Frozen Turkey Saturday to collect 2,000 turkeys to help families in need. That'll take place from 1 a.m. until 1 p.m. It's a drive-through event at the Hope for Hunger Food Bank in Glendale.
Time now for that much accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend with temperatures reaching the mid-70s today, right near the normal high for this time of year. In fact, right at normal. That's the 30-year average, 76 degrees, and that's the forecast high for today. Then tomorrow we get a little warmer. Highs will climb into the low 80s tomorrow before we see a bigger warm-up next week with temperatures into record territory in the upper 80s. So enjoy this weekend. A high of 76 here in Phoenix, 70s and in the mid-70s across central and much of western Arizona. Temperatures up north in the 50s to 60s here this afternoon. Then that warm up really kicks in by early next week with that forecast high just 1 degree shy of the record on Monday, forecasting 88 degrees for Monday. Tuesday could see a repeat of that high, but Tuesday's record is a little lower, so we could set a record on Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, it's possible we'll tie the record with that high of 88 degrees. Mid 80s in the forecast for Thursday, and then we'll drop a little further on Friday. Those morning temperatures will also get milder in the 50s and 60s for next week.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to ABC15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.